evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's Cooking with Mama D. My name is Dion, and today I'm gonna be making one of my favorites to eat, curried chicken. Now, this is my kind of curried chicken, so I don't know about anybody else's style, but I want to share this the way how I cook my curried chicken with you. So what I have in here is one whole chicken that I chopped up. So before I add my seasonings, I am going to, as usual, take it over to my sink. I am going to add a little vinegar to it and wash the chicken. And put my hand in there, and my hand clean, and I'm going to rinse it off. It just kind of cuts down on the rawness of the chicken, and I've always cooked my chicken this way. So we're finished straining the liquid out of the chicken, and I am ready to season. But before I season, as usual, it's most important to always wash your hands before you start to handle your food. And I'm going to be adding my seasoning. Okay. So first is my garlic powder. I love garlic powder. And this is my adobo seasoning, another favorite of mine. Black pepper, not too much, there, and of course seasoning salt, and chicken seasoning, we'll not forget that, and a tiny bit of regular salt. I like to put it in my hand to measure it, because I don't like to free flow, because I might use too much. So I always put it in the palm of my hand just to measure it. And most important, my curry powder. Now I love to use this curry powder. It's Better Pack curry powder, and it's from Jamaica. It's really spicy, but not as spicy as some Indian curry powder. So that's why I love this, and I tend to keep it in my old container. So I'm going to add this, and I like to use a lot of curry powder. Can't be stingy with it. Okay, so here we go. And then I'm going to use one of my spoons and mix it in. You don't want to use your hands, because curry powder, I find, stains. Even the container that I use to mix it in always stains, so I have to bleach it out just to get it back. So it's all added in. So I'm going to go to the stove, and I'm going to turn my stove on. So I always use a Dutch pot. I like these pots. I'm just gonna rinse it out. And dry it properly. Turn the stove on. And we're gonna add olive oil. Olive oil is my favorite to use. I never use any other oil. I don't use vegetable oil or any other oil like that. Olive oil is my favorite. So while this is, I'm waiting for my accompaniment, here is about 1 3/4 cups of basmati rice that I'm gonna eat with the curried chicken. And I love to wash my rice, because that's how I was taught, and I still wash my rice. So I always run With my rice underwater, and I always wash it until it is not so starchy. That means it doesn't run so white as you can see. So I always wash it some more because that's how I was taught. And as we always say in Jamaica, if you find something and it works, then you stick with it. And so that is what I have done. So I put a little bit more. There we go. And then I'm gonna add some water. And turn this back burner on to maximum just for a little bit. And I've got the cover here, and before I put it on, as usual, I'm gonna add salt. So a little bit of salt, as I told you, I always like to measure it in my hand because I hate using and pour it in, and that should be enough. Put this over here and put my cover on. Now it's time to add my oil to the pot. So not too much oil, as I like to keep it very healthy. So this should be enough oil. I'm gonna get my fan on. So I'm just gonna let the rice kind of boil up over there, and then I will turn it down on minimum and let that cook for a while, and then I will start to fry my chicken. So I'll keep my pot cover over here. I have salt in my hand. Oil is really hot, so I'm going to go and grab my meat, and you're gonna hear it sizzle. There we go. You know that it's hot when it sizzles. So the chicken right now is cooked through. So next comes the addition of the liquid. I use this and I add some water. And I always rinse it out. And add the water to the curry. Now I will cover it, and this will cook down for the next 15-20 minutes. You can take a look at my rice, and it is getting along good. So my chicken has been cooking down for at least 15 minutes. This is what it looks like. And to that I will add my cubed potatoes. I normally use about 3 or 4 cubed potatoes. I add that in. One of the reasons why I add potatoes, when the potatoes are cooked, it adds a little separate texture to the curry, plus it helps to thicken up the gravy. And then I will add my thyme, which I always keep in my fridge, and I'll add a piece of thyme to it, and pepper. Not too much because we don't want it to be so hot that you can't eat it. And we're gonna put back the cover on it. Oh, one thing, Can't forget my onions. I'll just mix everything around and let this cook down a little bit, and I'll come back and I will check the seasoning. I think this needs a little bit more water, so I'll add a little bit more liquid to it. And one ingredient I love to add is either bouillon cube or the powdered bouillon. So I will add the Maggi chicken bouillon cube to it, and I will leave it to cook down for another 10 minutes or so. So guys, I'm just going to check my chicken just to make sure it's cooked, and as you can see, the gravy is really thickened up a bit and it looks scrumptious, and the potatoes are cooked because I can poke my fork through it. So I'm going to turn my stove off, and just to show you what it looks like, and also my rice is cooked. So I have a plate here. I am going to plate out a little bit of rice, and let me cover this pot back, and I am going to share out some of the curry. And some gravy, and here it is, my curried chicken and rice. And before I eat it, I love to add my hot pepper sauce, and I always add a little bit over the rice as well too. Let me grab my cover this. Let me grab my fork, and let's try this. It looks delicious. A piece of the chicken. This is by far the best curried chicken I've had. Well, I hope you liked my video. You can subscribe, like it, and we'll see you next time. Have a good evening.